we're cruising the news to make sure that nothing else is really happening. But NBA trade deadline was the past Thursday, and at first seemed like maybe there wouldn't be a lot of deals. But last week we did. Rem came up with some deals, and I don't know, we might have hit on some. Xavier Tillman to the Celtics
Mm-hmm.
for 2 second rounders and Lamar Stevens. A lot of trades happened though that we didn't see coming, but I really liked. We had Hayward to the Thunder, Bogdanovich and Brooks to the Knicks, Gafford to the Mavs, as well as PJ Washington to the Mavs. I don't know, Rem, was there a trade that you really liked that may have not been covered as much by the media? Something that I don't know. Which you have any favorite trades in this pile?
Well, it's always interesting when you suggest something and then your favorite team makes a move. Because when we were talking about Jaren Jackson last week doing the trade machine, I know, not, I don't know how many guys we actually mentioned I think Gafford might have been the only guy that we actually mentioned that got traded
Yeah.
from the trade machine last week. But you did say that if you're a team, you got to look at the other guys on the Grizzlies. Maybe Jackson and obviously Morant and Bane, maybe you're not available. Bane maybe more for contract reasons this year than anything. We'll see. I think he's an interesting guy for next year, definitely. But you said look at the other guys in the Grizzlies, and then your, closeted Celtics team went out and got
Yeah.
Tillman. I think that's a good move. I like him on this. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Tillman on any team, but now he's on a contender, maybe the best team in the East. He's gonna
Yeah, I
play.
mean, wins record for sure. And it's just another piece on that team to that they can, another rotation guy, someone they can use in the playoffs. And I don't know, but my favorite trade, I didn't even, I didn't look super deep to see that it happen. The Minnesota Timberwolves trade Shake Milton and Troy Brown Jr. in the second round for Monte Morris. And I really like having a solid, good, backup, someone who can
Mm-hmm.
be a backup, but someone who could be, decent ball handler for teams that have, maybe one too many big guys, maybe a clunky offense, and someone to have the ball when Anthony Edwards is having an off night, when he's being inefficient. That's pretty much Morris's game when he was with the Nuggets, was being super efficient, was being, coming in and bringing quality minutes. And, eventually they had to shorten their depth a little bit. But for a team where, Mike Conley's play has dipped a bit, McLaughlin, are you going to trust him in the playoffs? Nikhil Alexander Walker, nice story, him being the cousin to SGA, but, how much can he really produce? Having Monte Morris as a rotation guy on this team that has a lot of big men, but not really a lot of great ball handlers and not really a lot of efficient, super efficient players. Maybe there's some cat stats out there, Gobert on defense, but being efficient day in and day out. I really like this trade for the Timberwolves to really just add a piece. And Morris is day to day, but I think he could definitely be a playoff series changer for this team.
His efficiency has been at a peak this season. He's played 68 minutes and he's 2 of 11 for 3. I mean, he's been hurt most of the year and been on a bad Pistons team. So,
Exactly.
yeah, got to cut the man a break. But I
And you
agree with you.
can't, and something you can't discount is just being on a good team. I mean, players, when you're on a bad team, you're going to play bad. And I know it may seem obvious, but,
Yeah.
when he was on a contending team, when he was on the Nuggets, he was one of the better, backup point guards in the league.
Bruce Brown on the Pistons versus being on the Nuggets.
Exactly. And
I mean,
now
it could be Jokic,
is he
but
on the Pacers or Raptors? I think he's on the Raptors.
is he still? He didn't get moved at the deadline, did he?
Mm-hmm. He
He's still
didn't.
there.
He did
They still
not.
got Bruce Brown. The Raptors
Uh-huh.
also made a move as well. They were going for something a little bit
Yeah.
different. But the only thing I would say for the Morris thing is, he's 6'2". He's, I don't want to say identical to Conley, but they're both basically the same type of point guard. So can you like play both those guys together? I don't know.
Probably. I
Can you?
mean,
Okay. I mean, I didn't say you could. I just was asking.
yeah. I think it does start to get interesting
I
because
mean, you wouldn't
then,
do it a lot, obviously, but
yeah, not that often. Yeah, I mean, I think playoff time. I think Monte Morris could definitely be a good stand-in for Mike Conley if he isn't hitting those shots and they need something
mhm.
from the bench. They need a little bit of bench scoring, which this team doesn't really have a lot of. They don't have their bench is Morris, Alexander Walker, Slow Mo and Nas Reed, um,
Mm.
and Slow Mo and Kyle Anderson he can have his efficient games every now and then, but
And Nas
I
Reed.
haven't. Yeah, Nas Reed as well. But yeah, I mean that's not none of those are really a guard, and so Morris as a guard, I really like. I also really like Hayward to the Thunder. I think it kind of shows
Ooh.
he is a bit of size, and again, it gives Hayward another chance at a contending team. We all know the injury that happened when he was on the Celtics, which derailed his career, and then he had to languish over in Charlotte. But now he's back on a good team and a little bit of a veteran, bringing some age to this team, and a little bit of size, and I think he'll fit perfectly with the rest of these pieces. And who knows? We'll see if he can be a contributor off the bench. Definitely has a way higher ceiling than anything they gave to the Hornets.
So that's the thing, right? They consolidated some of the guys at the end of their bench to get in a veteran guy that can give him some flexibility because he's not going to play over. Is he a final five guy for him over? He's not obviously Shea, Chet, Jalen.
Yeah.
Is
No,
Dort,
but no, he's not getting minutes over Dort. But
Isaiah
he is
Joe?
going to be. I mean, they have mentioned, not having a lot of size in the backup position, and he's not a center, but he's
He's
bigger
what,
than
six
what they
eight,
have. Yeah, he's bigger than what they have. Right.
6'7", six
And he,
seven, 225. You know,
and he kind of fits their team, being able to be switchable, be in any of those roles, can be a good shooter. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what he can be on this team and whether we're going to get a 30-point game in like game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals from Gordon Hayward, because that's something that could happen.
they did give up the Bertans contract in this one, so I don't. Is that a big deal? What does Gordon Hayward's contract
Yeah.
look like? Can they move that in the future? Is he expiring? Because they didn't give up a lot in terms of guys, in terms of minutes on the team already. Trey Mann was the other player in the trade, and
Yeah.
then the international guy whose name I don't want to butcher. Who he's
Yeah.
nice. He's pretty nice when he plays.
Mm.
He makes some
I'm
passes,
I'm
but
surprised Boku wasn't in the trade. Maybe he's still not untradeable.
yeah, what they no, they were like we can't do that. We got to have Chet insurance
You never know.
just in case.
Poker checks, you never know. But yeah, I think they're definitely little trades, which is the point of the mid-season trade deadline is little upgrades by teams, or changes that could really change direction the team is going in. And I think the Mavs, we could definitely see from this trade deadline, as well as the Knicks. Mavs and Knicks, probably the two most aggressive teams, as the Mavs also bring on, like we mentioned, PJ Washington, and they bring on Daniel Gafford. Some at more size for them as well, with their two ball handling stars in Kyrie and Doncic already on the team, and the Knicks with Bogdanovich and Burks, bringing some other options, when giving up pretty. I mean, I don't know, for what they gave up to the Pistons. I definitely feel like they probably won this deadline, giving up Grimes, Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Archiakno, and two future second rounders. Am I off here, Rem? I mean, did New York I felt like New York definitely won this trade deadline by a lot. I don't know. Royce O'Neal to the Suns?
Is Bogdanovich the best player traded? I guess at the deadline because
Yeah.
Anunoby and Siakam were traded earlier, Harden earlier in the season. So I guess is Bogdanovich the best player traded at the deadline?
Yeah, that's
Hayward as
another
well.
thing. I mean, the Knicks definitely won with Anunoby as well, I guess.
Yeah, I
Um,
guess if you throw the Anunoby move on top of it, that's probably been the best, most impact. Well,
yeah.
so what's been the most impactful move so far? The Anunoby move or the Harden move?
Yeah, that is interesting. I think the Harden move. I think it's definitely put the Clippers firmly into being
Can like win the
being a top
title.
team. Yeah, like you could actually put this team in the title. It could be contenders, and wouldn't blink at it. And I think with him there, it also gives them um, a different look in terms of with only Kyrie and Paul George. There's been a lot of detractors. People saying, "Oh, it's we've seen this before," but now with Harden, it's like, "Oh, this is a different team. They've got stars." Westbrook is coming off the bench as he should, and they've really won. They've had some great wins these last couple of weeks. Let me see here. They did lose last night.
Are they still
But
first?
but no, they're fourth now. Um,
Oh,
but they are two wins away from the top. Same number of losses as everyone else. But they did lose to the Pelicans yesterday. But before that, they were on a 4-game winning streak. Lost to the Cavs, and then what was that? A 5-game winning streak? One, two,
hmm.
five. So, that's what 9-1 in their last 10 games before yesterday. And beating the Heat, beating the Celtics, beating the Clippers, beating the Thunder. So it's these are quality wins. And only getting beaten by the Pelicans who, have that talent still. I think trying to see
Mm-hmm.
here. Yeah, they still have
Pelicans
that.
look good in
So
that game.
yeah, yeah, they look really good.
But
And then losing to the Timberwolves as well. So it's just yeah, there's little things here and there that little changes. But yeah, I think Harden has to be the most impactful for the playoffs.
and the Bogdanovich contract is a pretty favorable one. He's 20 million this year, 19 million next year, but partially guaranteed is nice too. So they have looks like a little bit of flexibility to work with. I do kind of like Grimes though. I
Yeah,
think that's a nice guy. And again, when we're talking about rotation guys, like he's going to be, I don't think he's another guy where he's not going to be on the court final five type guy. Maybe he is. And, he good ball handler, can bring a different dynamic to the team. I think that if you're going final five, Hart, DiVincenzo, those kind of guys. But again, like, maybe the shooting as well too. I'm pretty sure Bogdanovich's shooting numbers for his career have been pretty good. So, he stretches the floor out there with Brunson. But if he's going to be giving you the Grimes minutes, I guess they needed a different type of player in that role. That's really it, right? They needed a different type of player than Grimes.
yeah, and it was I think they were saying Grimes is pretty similar to Josh Hart, and similar in play. And bringing in I don't know, bringing in Bogdanovich, who also plays really hard, great offensive, size, and he has shown in the playoffs to really show up, to take over some series. He can be that role player who, all of a sudden he's dropping, 20 and a quarter. And Grimes hasn't shown that. And this is a team that is looking to really compete in the playoffs there. I think they really believe in themselves. You can see in their games with, how they're starting to consistently win, the philosophy that Tibbs has brought to this team and how they've brought in those guys who believe in this team. And, it's not a guarantee they're going to win every night. And, they may get blown out sometimes, but it's going to be a tough fight every time. They're really scrappy. They're a good team. And I'm really excited to see this addition um, with Bogdanovich in there. And yeah, I mean they are. I think yeah, they're fourth in the East, and tied with the Bucks. and who are on their own 3-game losing skid, and they have their own issues. I mean, they're destroying the Hornets tonight. But it's been a bumpy ride since they've added Doc
But the
Rivers to the
Hornets are
team.
untalented, so they should
Yeah,
be destroying the Hornets.
it's just bad. I don't
Did you see that
like.
Steve Clifford quote?
Yeah, I mean, it's just when your coach doesn't believe in you, and you just
I just told the guys they're not talented enough. That's really our problem. Yeah, they can try, but I
free,
told them they're untalented.
free Brandon Miller. Please get him on a good team.
Oh,
That's all I ask. He's started to show up. He's had some games the last couple of days. It's like, oh, is there something here?
does Sam have a new favorite Hornet?
I don't know. Lamelo's still number one, but his stock is definitely down with. He's his lack of competitiveness, which we've seen beforehand. But that coupled with being in an environment where it's not, you know, not really conducive to competitive stuff, which is again why I wish he was on the why I wish he was on the Warriors so bad. Um, yeah, I think, it's definitely hurt him, and he's kind of in the worst place possible, for him.
Do you think LaMelo's going to like playing with Grant Williams?
Wait, is Grant Williams on the Hornets?
Is that where he ended up in the PJ Washington deal?
Oh, I didn't read that PJ Washington deal. I guess he was included. Yeah, Seth Curry too. Holy cow. That's a lot for PJ
And a
Washington.
first.
Yeah. Is PJ Washington that good? Wait a minute.
Do you think PJ Washington's that good?
Seth Curry and Grant Williams and a first is kind of crazy.
Grant Williams is halfway through the first year of a 4-year, $53 million deal.
Why would they do Seth Curry like that though? I guess
I
they
know, that's
really.
tough.
I mean, I don't know if he's been playing as well since his return as his first stint in Dallas, but he's been a good playoff contributor. And he's not necessarily his brother, but
I feel like he's just being underused.
yeah. And now he has got to go to Charlotte. Imagine going to Charlotte, like that's like going to Azkaban. Like
The problem is they have Kyrie, so you can't play.
Yeah.
You can't play Luka and Kyrie and Seth Curry all at the same time. That doesn't really make sense in big minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, defensively, but if you had Luka and Seth Curry as the other guard and then wings and a center, that could definitely. I mean, you could definitely make that work in some way. But
yeah, Curry has not had a great season. I mean,
send him to the Spurs. Is it too late?
It's been a yikes with some of these games. There's too many zero bombs in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's just say he wasn't meshing well with the team. And then he was out he had 4 DNPs and inactives in the last 4 games. So yeah, I guess they got rid of a player who they weren't using. Like you said, just wasn't getting used.
And there was a little bit of number stuff in there as well too with Grant Williams in a first, but Grant Williams in a first for PJ Washington. That to me is just Grant Williams. Did they trade? They traded him because that seemed like a personality thing, right? Yeah. That would be my guess.
I guess they're just annoyed with him, I guess. I mean, like Grant Williams kind of annoys everyone.
Also, if you offer Charlotte Grant Williams in a first for PJ Washington and they say yes, do you want PJ Washington?
I mean, I guess they want. They really just want
It's what, a 2027 first? I mean, it could be a really good pick. The Hornets are bad, so yeah. Or I guess it's the Mavericks picks going to the Hornets. My bad. So
exactly.
Other way around. But
I don't know. If they keep doing trades like this, it might end up pick.
PJ Washington, he's 25. Like, if you're gonna take on the Grant Williams contract and be like, well, we'd rather have the younger player in the future than pay PJ Washington. I kind of like this. I kind of like this move for Dallas just because I think PJ Washington's still interesting. Like, I still would like to give him a shot with him playing with Luka could be fun.
Yeah, but it is a lot for him.
Yeah, it's just a weird trade.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, one of the things that, shout out to Ryan Russell that, people got to
So
watch out for are these players good or do I just know who they are? You know what I mean? Like, is it name recognition or is it
oh, Kentucky
actual
guy.
talent? And it's like, yeah, Seth Curry's been in the limelight, because of his brother. He's been in those playoffs, but is he good? Like, is he
Oh well,
still good?
Seth.
Is Grant Williams?
I think talking
Like,
about PJ Washington.
no, no. I mean the pieces for him because I was saying it might be a little too
Well,
much.
I think Seth is for the contract. I think they're taking the pick, right?
Yeah,
Just getting an unprotected first for PJ Washington, who is he I think they would have to pay him this year.
yeah. It is an unprotected pick.
So essentially, if you're Dallas, are you just saying where we'll just give PJ Washington the
I
Grant Williams
guess.
contract? Who is a guy that they wanted in free agency now too? That
Yeah,
I do remember that as we're talking about it. But oh no, he just signed in free agency as well too. So he's 3 years, 46 million. So they just signed him. So yeah, interesting that they would do that too, to just take the pick after just signing him as
yeah.
well.
Exactly. It was just I don't know. I guess when you take a closer look at that trade, you're like, oh, what
Is
is?
it a timeline thing?
Yeah, I
He's
don't know.
25.
That
LaMelo.
that'd be even a worse reason to trade him though. Like timeline, I mean, look at what's their face? The Cavs. They didn't care about timeline. They brought in Mitchell, and now they're second in the East.
Mm-hmm. And you just like, yeah, you need to have good guys around your young stars. So
Yeah,
and you've drafted him, you developed him. I don't know if he does he get along with guys better in the locker room than PJ Wash. Grant Williams and PJ Wash, or Grant Williams and Miles Bridges in the same locker room. Is
yeah.
that
I
going to
don't
go
know.
well?
That's still a lot for That's still a lot for just a personality locker room thing. But they do have a pretty one probably the what do they call it? The most sentimental or most temperamental duo in the league with Doncic and Kyrie. I mean, when you talk about players who have, I mean, Doncic hasn't requested to leave, but in terms of players who have had issues, with other players in terms of arguing, stuff like that, who are pretty set in their ways, they're both pretty similar, I think, in that way. So,
What
yeah,
role is
we'll
PJ
see.
Washington going to play on the Mavs? Is he going to be like a corner 3-point shooter? He's like 32% from three this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Rim runner. I thought that's what they brought in Lively for. I do kind of like him with Doncic though. Again, like I still have some PJ
Yeah.
Washington stock lying around, but
No, he's not a bad player, but
yeah.
it'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't think he's worth all that. Any other trade that pops off the page?
Let me look
Let's
here.
see here.
There was the Bogdanovich trade. Well, here, let me ask you this about the
Jalen
Bogdanovich trade too.
Delano Batten to the Trailblazers. Shout out, another player I like too with my team.
Wait, who?
Uh, Delano Batten. He's like the 7 foot point guard, isn't he?
You have Batten stock? Are you being serious?
A little bit.
You know who this guy
That's
is?
awesome.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like on the Raptors. He's one of their like guys that like never plays, but like when you see him, you're like, oh my goodness, is this another? He's like a freak of nature, and he's huge. And let's
He
see,
doesn't even
he's
come
a
up on
six
Basketball
eight.
Reference.
Yeah, he's a 6'8" point guard.
From where?
Uh,
Canadian?
he from Canada. Yeah, he played for the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers and them Cornhuskers. Um,
Oh, you like a Nebraska kid.
yeah, I don't know. Like he's definitely not a stats guy, but when you watch him, you're like, oh, I can see it. Like this guy, I don't know. He's like 24 years old. He's a little old, but he's got some length. There's something there.
There's a I can see his 2K build. There's more pictures of his 2K build online than his
Yeah,
real
exactly,
his real
exactly.
game.
Because he's like a freak of nature, and it's like what? Like he's like a weird, like huge point guard.
6'9",
It's
204.
exactly. It's like what?
from Toronto. Is this guy, how come he's not on the Canadian national team?
Exactly. Like at least on the bench or
Oh,
something.
nope, never mind. I found out why. He's 12% from three in his career.
Exactly. Like he's really inconsistent. You actually can't trust him. But
He's 30 for 118.
you're irrationally confident about some guys. This is one of them. I'm not saying he's going to change the franchise, but
19
something to
assists,
give a
10
chance on.
turnovers. Wait, what team is he on?
He's on the Trailblazers now. He just got traded.
Oh, he's on the team of the year. He went
Yeah,
to
team
your
of the
team.
year. Yeah, shout out Trailblazers for being more competitive.
You
I don't
have
know.
connections.
We
Are you
might
hiding
have.
connections?
I don't know.
You
I
told
don't
Stevens
know.
to get Tillman, and now you're saying you just randomly like this Banton guy that nobody's ever heard of, and he's on your team of the year.
It's the thing where you watch like 5 highlights and you're like, oh, this guy looks crazy. It's not.
You
It's
watched him in
nothing.
college?
No, not in college. I saw him on the Raptors. Like he played bench minutes for them, and then I'm like, oh, this guy's like huge. Is he the next like huge freak of nature from the Raptors? Like with like Pascal or when they had Precious or stuff like that. But I mean, of
Boucher.
course, he didn't pan out. Yeah, now we have questions about Scoot Henderson. It's Trailblazers need
Oh,
something.
is
They
this
need
Scoot
something.
Henderson insurance? The 6'9" point
Uh,
guard?
it's something. Scoot has not been looking too good. I
I
mean,
thought
he
I
is.
was a degenerate with how much League Pass I watch. And then Sam's like, no, actually, Banton's my guy.
And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been watching a lot of Banton minutes this season, but
Well, that's because there's not been a lot played.
exactly.
Okay,
Um,
171. That's not bad. Appeared in 24 games.
yeah. Shout out to Scoot for having 30 points against the Nuggets, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a little concerned. We're a little concerned. We'll see. Hopefully, Rising Star team. We'll see.
Ooh. Which team
I
is
don't
he
know.
on?
Shaden's
Team
out.
Jalen?
Too bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wemby though.
What team's
I
Wemby
think
on?
that. I guess it would be a good time to transition over it since we're gonna
Wait,
talk
here, let me
about
take
it.
a quick scan of the trades. Buddy Hield, did we want to talk about Buddy Hield quick?
Yeah. Where's he headed again?
Buddy Hield's
Oh, the
going to the
76ers?
Sixers.
Yeah, because there's hope that Joel Embiid will be able to make it for the playoffs. So yeah, I
So
guess
is
the
this
76ers trying to make some moves.
is this like an Aaron Rodgers ordeal?
I mean, it's for this season. Getting at least a little bit of scoring help for Tyrese Maxey so he doesn't have to do it on his own. Or something to hold the ship afloat while Maxey is out because I think he wasn't playing tonight. I don't know if he's hurt or
Is Buddy Hield, and Buddy Hield's an expiring contract too.
yeah. So someone, they could get rid of because he probably
But
is going to cost more than they want to pay.
to give up, I guess they're just giving up a bunch of seconds. So they're definitely going to
Yeah,
re-sign
it's
him, right?
honest. We'll see. I don't know. It depends on how pivotal he is on this run.
Do you
Also,
like
it
the
looks
idea of
like
them making a
Maxey's sick. So,
win now move with Embiid out with injury like this?
um, it's a lot of confidence. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if you're waiting for Embiid to come back for the playoffs, like,
And a guy who has had injury history, it's like when
yeah,
he's healthy going into the playoffs, we're worried that he's going to get hurt. So if he's playing in the playoffs fresh off a rehab, like he didn't his first
yeah,
game is game 1 in round 1. And then
and he's already shaking.
and then if he doesn't play in round 1 and say they're still able to win round 1 somehow and then he's back in round 2, it's now he's back in round 2 without having played all that basketball. It just seems like I don't want to start calling it a lost season for the Sixers, but if Embiid's not going to play in the regular season, and even if he does at this point, I don't ever want to doubt Embiid. Embiid's my guy. So, he had my MVP vote last year, so I'll vote for him. But that's another thing as well too. This I don't know. I don't know if this sounds weird, but does this make you feel a little bit better about him winning the MVP last year?
No,
The fact
No,
that
it
he's
doesn't.
definitely not going to get it this year.
No, it doesn't. And we already had
You can't give
questions
the man at least
about
one.
Joel Embiid. No, you shouldn't have gotten it. It's just, and now with him being out even more, I don't know. I mean, it's just it's gonna be the pretty much the one word about his career is injury. I mean, even if he comes back during the playoffs, you're still not sure if he will, if he can even get through it, even if he is fully healthy, because we haven't seen him do it. That's why he's been out of the second round every
Mm.
year. And we all that it takes a little bit of time for every single when players come back when they come back from injury to get back into it and to be just jumped into the playoff, to be expected to carry the team as he does, 30-10 out of the blue. It's just it's impossible. And it will be interesting to see if there will be, some off-season stuff of people, asking, what are we going to do about players having to play because of those requirements, because of those game requirements, even though they're injured. Because maybe there's a little bit of that with Embiid, which may have caused him to be injured, or may have caused his injury to be worse than it had to be.
I think you at least have to have some kind of clause where you can look at case by case situations, right? Because for the MVP thing is tough because you do like even if you don't set a minimum for even if there's not a hard minimum for amount of games played, there is an amount of games you have to do play a general range, 2/3 plus. Just in general, you're gonna have to be in that 60 plus, 65 game plus range anyways to win the MVP. But you do start getting into some of the all NBA stuff. And now the all NBA stuff is tied to the contract stuff. So again, that's like if you're setting a hard minimum for 65, maybe that doesn't matter for first team all NBA, but third team all NBA, that's still a max contract slot. Third team all the difference between is there differences between first team all NBA and third team? The thing is I do know if you make all NBA, you can make you can make certain amount of more money. And then, if you're all defense, that adds bonuses and MVPs and playoffs and all that stuff matters for max contracts. So I do think that there does have to be some kind of clause where if a
Yeah.
guy, if a guy gets hurt and he plays 59 games and you go, okay, this guy had an amazing 59 games. His team was still good and he did everything where he should be. Like everybody thinks this guy should be third team all NBA. It makes sense for a contract. Like I think that would make sense, right? I don't think anybody would have problems with that.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see
I
what the
guess the Embiid
specifics
thing
are.
would matter for. Sorry to cut you off too, but the
No,
Embiid
you're
thing
right.
would matter for third team All NBA this year because him and
Yeah.
Davis and Jokic are those three guys that matter. And like we said, Davis last year made third team All NBA with the 56 game played. So I think it's fair. I would have I would have voted for him to make that. I thought he had an outstanding 56 games. But again, that's not like we're putting him on first. We're putting him on third. So I don't think I think it would make sense.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton has come out and said it's a dumb rule, but it's what the owners got to do. As long as the owners are happy, that's all that matters. But I think the players got to realize that it's not really the owners who do it. I mean, there are a lot of players who saying they don't like it, but it's more of the TV guys, who want that guarantee when they're signing, triple more than what they were previously paying the NBA for those contracts. And it sucks. I'm not gonna act like I understand how it is to have to go through an 82 grind professional season. But at the same time, those 82, they didn't change how many games were supposed to be played or how many games teams are playing. They're just changing how many teams the players are supposed to play, and it's just kind of like requiring people to show up to work. So I don't. I get it in terms of injuries and stuff like that, but it's just um yeah, I don't it's just it's tough to argue it. It's tough to argue about the that they're being forced to play it because that's kind of the expectation coming into the league is that you're going to play every single game, and they've seen it zag so much the other way that it's impossible to go talk to TV people and tell them, oh, pay 3 times more, but LeBron might just sit out, or someone might just sit out most of the games.
I think the best rule has been that rule where they can't rest star players. That was a good rule. Be like, hey, you can't, and that makes it, you can't just sit all of your guys at one night. It's like, hey, you got to throw out, if you have LeBron and Davis and fans are paying to show up to a game, one of them has to be out there. And that rule makes a lot of sense because that rule as well gives you the leverage to still be able to rest guys, deal with injuries, manage minutes, manage the course of a season. You don't have to play both guys. It's, hey, one guy this night, one guy that night. I know that there's road trip specific stuff built in there as well too, but just in principle, as you have to have both of your guys out there. I do like that part of it. So I think that was a good adjustment. I think you've seen a lot of the guys out there, and you're totally right. The underrated part of the rules changes. It's not just been, hey, we need our star players out there. It's, hey, we have a media contract that's due in like 1 year, 2 years.
Exactly.
Whenever they were making this rule. And we need our product to be at a premium. So it's not just, hey, the fans are paying money to show up. I guess it really is the TV thing, because up until this point, they haven't really been able to amend it. And there is the timing of the CBA as well, too. But the TV thing is like, hey, we need everybody to shape up. It's like we just had a building inspection at work, and it's like, well, I don't. IT cut this part out. Where or we'll say we've had building inspections at former jobs where it's like, okay, you gotta move this thing off the shelf and move this thing over here because you got everything to be in place, and that's what they're doing with these injury rules. It's like the inspection is coming, the TV deal is on the way. We need, we can't have all the star guys sitting out when we got ESPN games and people are trying to tune in. LeBron, you need to play. Davis, you need to play. So
and the Spurs were, sorry to interrupt you, but the Spurs were notorious for this in their prime.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of people would blame Pop for the origin of this.
Yeah, I mean, especially there's been multiple times. It is where it was. It was where it was first shown. Where it was a real issue.
But those guys needed it. It made sense.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure. All right.
He could loosen up a little bit with the Wemby minutes. It does make sense though. I do like to give Pop the benefit of the doubt with this stuff, because if you're gonna win 20 games this year, maybe you don't need to play him 38 minutes a game when he's got a frame you might want to preserve. Pause. Like I
don't know.
The durability thing with Wemby was one, like, I don't want to say the only looming question mark, but definitely the biggest one that people were worried about, right?
Yeah, I mean, wait, can you say your question one more time?
Well, because I've seen a lot of people just talking about how Pop is not playing Wemby enough. And it's true. Yeah. I mean, you want to see Wemby out there as much as possible, but if you're going to have a quote unquote lost season, I think managing him for injury purposes makes sense a little bit.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, this kind of season, you want to, and but players just want to see greatness, and it's just like, yeah, I don't, it's that's the tough part, is that you want to have him still play minutes, develop, get better, which he has throughout the season, adjusting to the NBA. But at the same time,
he's at 28 a game right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, or minutes or score?
Yeah,
minutes. Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want to wear and tear him. And then you have injury issues like your last superstar in Kawhi, and then you're like, oh, what's going on here? And then every issue. So we'll see. But Wemby will be playing though, and probably without a minutes restriction in the
and without McDermott
Stars games. We are big fans of the Rising Stars Challenge, and the teams have been announced. It looks like, there are some teams with a couple more G League Ignite. Oh my goodness, Fort Wayne Mad Ants
Well,
teams.
they added a G League team.
Yeah, I guess it's a G League team. Shout out to Matt McClung. Your guy, Mastas Bazulis, wasn't he on Michigan for a little bit?
Matisse? No,
Matisse.
I just like him.
Oh no, you just like him. But
Please come to
yeah,
Michigan. Save Michigan.
but running through the teams quickly, Gasol has Wemby, Miller, which is crazy that they got 1 and 3. Pajemski, Jaime Jaquez, Jabari Smith, Casey
Ooh.
Wallace, Cole Bali. Yeah, they may have Tank. Maybe is
No.
this the best NBA team that Wemby's ever played on?
Don't even read the rest of the teams. That's the best one.
Team Tamika Catchings. I don't know. The next team's
Is
not
Jalen
bad
Williams
either.
in this game?
Banchero, yes.
Oh.
Banchero, Ivy, Duran, Keegan Murray. I understand Keontae George has been looking a little better the last couple of weeks. Dyson Daniels. Jalen Rose has Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Matherin, Shaden Sharp, who's out, Lively, Hawkins, and Walker Kessler. And then Dutch Shrimp has the G League team, which I'm not going to read to there. But yeah, I don't know. Wemby, Pajemski, Jaime Hawkins. How many lobs is this team throwing him? Because they might just, don't even run plays. Just chuck it up every 5 seconds.
So what's the format? Did they draft the teams? It's not first and second year guys versus G League guys versus another group of guys. Because you said Keontae George was on the team with a bunch of second year guys, and I think he's a rookie this year.
Yeah.
And are they?
I mean,
are they doing full
Henderson's,
fives?
First year, but are they doing what?
Are they doing a full 5-on-5?
I think so.
What's the
I don't
scoring
know.
Too? They've been messing with the format the last couple of years, and I forget how it all works.
They've gone back to plain vanilla for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
West versus East, no picking, and then just time and all that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I didn't mind the Elam ending.
Yeah, it was something different. And at least the schoolyard draft, I guess they're sick of having LeBron and Giannis do it every year. But like it was still a little something, it was like LeBron drafting, you see his pad, old man LeBron. Like, come on, how is that not better entertainment? Like the 1L Silver has had this season, maybe.
And the thing and we always kind of got a moment out of that. Remember, we got the LeBron and Kevin Durant where Durant passes on Harden after the whole Harden Brooklyn drama.
Yeah.
Was Harden even on the team at that point, or was he traded? I don't remember exactly.
I remember because LeBron literally purposely didn't pick Harden.
Yeah, they left him on the board.
So KD had to pick Rudy Gobert as his last pick over James freaking Harden.
And yeah, that Charles was dying the whole time as well too. I mean, it's an iconic moment. And then last year we have Giannis picking Dame over his own teammates.
Yeah.
LeBron calling it out.
Yeah, he saw it. He has that vision on and off the court. I'm just saying, seeing old man LeBron with a notepad and his goofy self, like I think that's one of the things people don't realize. For as much as people hate on LeBron, like he's just a goofy guy, honestly. Like you see all these videos, like I think everyone says it. He's just a guy. Like people just need to recognize he's a human being just like us. And let the man live. And I like seeing him like that. Michael Jordan, he has this whole thing, killer, drinker, out of the town. But LeBron, he's just trying to have some fun and then go home to his wife and kids. Like
Taco Tuesday.
Exactly.
I mean, is it just because LeBron's popular, or is it LeBron? Yeah, he is goofy. He's actually given us a bunch of memeable, fun moments.
Yeah.
LeBron is actually goofy.
Yeah. No, he's great. And now there's that play showing up. Also shout out
Freestyle Fridays.
That was a crazy Friday. Yeah. There was that dunk, the thing where him and Bronny and Bryce all had to take a 3, and then Bronny's like, "Oh, I'm going live on Twitch at blah blah blah," and LeBron's like, "What's up?" Bryce's like, "I don't know." I think he was talking about. I don't know if it wasn't Fortnite. It was something else.
What's Bryce been up to these days?
Killing it as always. Bryce is always in the lab. I'm telling you.
Do they have him ranked yet for recruiting? Is his class out? Is Braun going to play with both kids?
Bronny, I don't know. It's definitely going to be a Thanasis situation.
Oh,
Like first year or two, it's going to be like,
but Thanasis is like, the thing is, Bronny might get drafted. Thanasis didn't even get drafted. Thanasis is just on the team.
they're like how can we talk about that? How do you like? I don't know. Anyway, we're probably overthinking this, but anyway,
Do we see the Freestyle Friday?
freestyle.
Oh, we're gonna get an ad. Oh no, because it's a short.
Yeah. I mute it.
I knew I was a star before I had a bit to spit on. Two young ones now, you know I can't let them down. Striving for greatness to all three of us wear a crown. 4 Balls Friday. Was dubbed
4
King
Bars
James
Friday, not
before I even
Freestyle
had
Friday.
a throne to sit on. Mama knew I was a star before I had a bit to spit on. Two young ones now, you know I can't let them down. Striving for greatness to all three of us wear a crown. 4 Balls Friday.
186 likes for 4 Bars Friday.
That's crazy.
He's on the way up. A little known rapper called LeBron James.
Yeah. Shout out. He's just a little right. He's just a kid from Akron.
Just a kid from Akron. Is that too long to be a rap name?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Back of my chair just fell out.
Oh no.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Are we back?
We're back.
Okay.
Let me see if there's any other trades. Let me look quick. Corey Joseph?
Yeah, I don't think so. Were there any other trades you want to cover? Let's see here. What else do we have? I think that was about it.
We talked about the Gafford trade.
Yeah.
We both like that. Abaji, your boy Abaji on the move to the Raptors.
Shout out.
Are the Raptors in Team of the Year watch next year? Can we do that? I don't
no
want to put
Siakam. You know, we kind of need a foundation, like some great player, who can be great.
Should we have mentioned that it was strange too that the Pacers traded Buddy Hield? Did you find that weird?
Yeah, that is a little weird, but
Trade
I mean,
for Siakam and trade away Buddy Hield.
they kind of play different roles. I mean, Buddy Hield, you know, is kind of the guard.
But just trading away a guy though.
Yeah, but I mean, he is kind of a duplicate compared to Tyrese Halliburton. While the 76ers could use another ball handler when they're looking at that team, you know, someone else, they could use some more scoring, while the Pacers definitely don't need more scoring. They need a lot more defense, which Siakam can help with.
Can they get some defense out of Korkmaz?
They can get some shooting, standing in the corner shooting.
They could have gotten that from Buddy Hield. Or those 3 second-round picks.
Yeah, but Buddy Hield, like, he doesn't stand in the corner and just shoot threes, you know? And they could probably they could definitely get more value from him than Korkmaz, so.
He's second on the team in minutes played this year.
Who, Buddy Hield?
Yeah. Only 30 minutes played total behind Turner on the season. They've got McConnell still there, you know, Toppin. Nemhard.
Yeah, Nemhard.
Obviously,
like Nemhard, Buddy Hield.
Nemhard.
I think Buddy Hield's contract too. You said he's expiring, so they have to pay him.
Expiring.
Yeah, and then you have Nemhard and Halbert.
Unleash Nemhard.
He's solid. I think he's a solid guy.
He's a good backup point guard.
Yeah, he's solid. He's not bad.
I think is he better than McConnell?
That's close. I don't know. I don't know if I'd make a definitive choice either way.
Last couple of games, 27 minutes, 31 minutes, 25 minutes. Been playing a little bit more.
Yeah.
Only 6 seconds in a Sacramento loss a couple of nights ago, but they'll need him to step up more. I just thought that was a little bit strange. But also, yeah.
I don't know if you knew, but your boy Sohan is going to replace Jaden Sharp.
Jaden Sharp, yeah. Trust me, I know.
Shout out. Yeah, nothing else much. I did finally look up the format for the Rising Stars game. It looks like they'll have a target score of 40 in their first game, the first two games, because it's 4 teams playing against each other. And then the final game with a target score of 25. So it's a 3-game mini tournament with 4 teams of 7 players. So yeah. Keeping it snappy.
The Panini Rising Star game. Do we want to do a mini draft? How many guys do we get on our team? How many guys are on each of their roster?
We can do a starting 5.
We get a starting 5?
Or we can do a starting 7. We can do a 7. We can do 7 just like them. Or the little 7.
Okay,
Anyone,
they have a...
But you have to pick one player from Shrimp's team.
The G League team?
The G League.
But I think the G League team wasn't in the draft. I think the G League team was
they weren't. They weren't. But we gotta include them because we won't otherwise.
Are you sure?
Let's get real. We're not
I tried to get him out.
They're not gonna like. It's just, I don't even know. It's gonna be a joke.
Can they get the game ball back from Sheboy? The Giannis game ball?
Hey, he scored his 2 points, man. It matters.
It's his first bucket. It's a big deal. Shout out to Sheboy.
All right, do you want the first pick or?
Do you want to give me the first pick?
Yeah, because I know you're just gonna take one beat.
Yeah, I'll just write it down.
Right, like who would get it? Out of all these players, I'm gonna go Jaime Jaquez. He's kind of been carrying the heat.
Oh,
Jaquez, yeah.
Triple J. They've been calling him Triple J on the Cam and Maze pod. Yeah, over Jaren Jackson. Has he stolen the nickname?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about taking that from Jaren Jackson. Like Jaren Jackson is not that bad of a player. He's just yanking his nickname.
Okay, this is really tough. There's a couple of strong guys. You took Hawkins, is crazy. And luckily, there's only 2 of us in this draft. It'll get back around here pretty quick.
He's low-key been a huge part of the Heat offense. Like,
I know, and Team Pow's at the top of the article. So I think I'm gonna go. Oh, geez, I can't decide between these 2 guys.
What? Banchero and who else? I can't remember that.
Well, I know which guy you're eyeing now, so I might just. No, I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna go with Jalen Williams.
All right, going Jalen Williams. Okay. I'll go. Oh, hey, you're right. So you going Jalen Williams. Yeah, I think you got to go with Banchero here.
Yeah, Paolo's the pick.
Yeah, you got to go with Paolo. It's kind of crazy that you get Paolo with the 4th pick. It's kind of crazy. Who did you get at 3?
I got Jalen Williams.
Oh, Jalen. Okay. Over Banchero?
I told you I went with my heart.
Okay, the 3rd option on a.
Does Jalen Williams need his own team?
That's what I'm here for. Yeah.
I mean, Banchero again is definitely the right pick. As I said, it was tough, but I was going with my heart. So I go with my heart again. You took Banchero.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Wemby. I've got J-Dub. I need to actually think about building a real team around these guys. Let me grab Keegan Murray.
Oh my gosh. Get out of here. I wanted the Iowa guy. I was eyeing him.
I feel like he could drop buckets in this.
Oh, he definitely can. I love watching Keegan Murray.
He's been shooting off the dribble a little bit more, but just his 3-point shooting, his spacing.
I'm just gonna go with same size. I'm getting Chet. Give me Chet.
Oh yeah, good pick.
He's not that big.
And now Chet and Wemby are on opposite teams too.
Exactly, as it should be.
Infinite rivals. Ooh. How many guys are we going? 7? We're at 3.
Yeah. What other podcast is more excited for the Rising Stars game than the actual All-Star game?
This is the #1 Rising Star game with the Ultimate Frisbee segment recorded on Zoom. National
#1 Rising Stars podcast. Can we say that?
I think, yeah.
Recorded on Zoom. Number one.
I think we can make the case number one overall.
Yeah. Like, who talks about the Rising Star? We're all in.
We might just be the number one All-Star Weekend pod in general, because the celebrity game, I might be the only person that records the celebrity game, that DVRs the celebrity game.
They're like, we thought about stop offering this to be recorded, but there's just one guy in Ireland.
The streaming numbers said 4 million people and 1 DVR from in the middle of the Midwest.
We gotta meet this guy. All right.
Can I win a trip? Give me a ticket. NBA. Oh, geez. I should have been looking at the list at that time. Ooh, get Walker Kessler to reinforce the front line. Let me go. Ooh, another OKC guy. You know, I did just watch that Pelicans Clippers game. So let me go Dyson Daniels.
Whoa.
He was good in that game.
There's something about his ball handling. I like him, but there's something, it just looks awkward, you know?
His defense
is insane.
Wemby and Dyson Daniels, nobody's scoring on this team.
Yeah, okay. Oh, my team of Jaquez and Banchero will definitely, and Chet will definitely find a way. 3 out. They all can shoot. All right, who else we going here? The Brandon Miller, Jabari Smith, Kennington Wallace.
The G League guys are still on the board.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. Oh,
just take McClung right here.
Right now. Nah, Sohan. Do I take Sohan?
Oh, I'm not gonna pair him up with Wemby. No,
I'm stuck between.
I love you,
I'm stuck between 2 guards. Right now. I'm trying to see.
Just take your boy.
I don't know. The local kid. What's his face?
Oh,
is he? Wait, is there history going on here? Wait, this might turn me around. Let's see what this.
Beef? What are we talking?
Shout out Ali Wong. This page wants to load. Come on. Wow. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm in. I'm gonna go with Brandon Pajemski.
Oh.
Here. 3 nights ago, he had his 3rd straight double-double without a turnover. First rookie in NBA history to do this. And it takes a lot for the Warriors to actually play you as a young player. And Pajemski, he's getting real minutes. I think, he's getting legit minutes on that team. They kind of have to now, but, for those guys to trust you, I don't know. I think there's something about Pajemski, even though Wemby got Rookie of the Year last month. No, we're gonna go with probably the best guard in this whole thing. I like him definitely better. I know Jaden Ivey has a bit higher ceiling, but if I'm looking for a winner, give me Pods.
I like the pick. I was eyeing him for a little bit later. I was really hoping to get him. So unfortunately, he's not gonna be able to score on Dyson Daniels.
Okay, I don't know about he's getting buckets.
I'm trying to figure out what I need. It's tough because you could just take the year 2 guy. Always seems like the safer.
Yeah.
Pick. Just take the veteran.
More developed. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of going Ivy, but man, I mean, he was part of this losing streak. Like,
I know, but the thing is, it's a year 2 guy versus a rookie guy, and I just feel like the year 2 guy.
I don't know. I like Pods.
I like the shooting. I
like the shooting. Bazulis? I don't know. You're kind of up high on him.
Quit looking at my list.
Yeah,
am I on screen share right now? What's going on? Yeah, I'll take Ivy.
Okay.
It's between Ivy and one other guy. Maybe I can get him later. I really can't believe I just passed on my guy. That's tough.
Like Keontae George.
Yeah, it was Keontae George. You should take Keontae George right here.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Probably over during. For me, like their losing record is just scaring me from all their guys. Jabari Smith has had a little bit of a resurgence, but Keontae George has been good these last couple of games. Right? Am I making that up? I've been hearing his name a lot more. Green stuff.
Ivy's 37% from 3 on the year. That's not bad. And he's been good as of late. 56% in the last 11 games for Jaden Ivey from 3.
Yeah, he's
20 and 4.
Hot. He's hot going in. Okay.
I feel good about that.
Yeah, Keontae Jones has been good the last couple games. You know, he's been solid. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pick him right here. I get my backcourt.
Are you actually?
Odds and Keontae George. Yeah. We're building a whole team here. Also, I think he's been a solid defender. Let me see. I'm not making that stuff.
And they just traded Abaji too. So they must feel really confident in the future of Keontae George in the backcourt.
Yeah. There. And the Jazz have been playing well. They've been kind of streaking lately. Winning a whole lot of wins.
We only have 2 guys left. So is it 7 guys and a G League guy or just 7 guys?
I was saying one of the 7 has to be a G League guy.
So I only have 1 roster spot left before I take a G League guy. So I've got kind of a couple of bigger guards. I got some big ball handlers on this team. Pause. So I feel like the thing is Wemby as my 1 center. I could run and spread the court though. Shoot some threes. I feel like even Dyson Daniels in a game where they're not playing defense, I feel like he could hit some threes. The problem is the G League pick could throw off this last pick.
Yeah.
Let me grab my boy Matisse. I'm just gonna take the G League guy right here.
Dang. I was gonna grab him if you weren't. I was gonna grab him if you weren't.
I was hoping. I didn't want to risk it. I figured I can't decide. I was
gonna grab him.
There's too many good guys left on the board for the rest of these guys. They're all good picks. So
yeah. Isn't Ron Holland pretty good? I don't know.
Yeah, I like Holland too. That's who else I would have taken. If I would have grabbed a guard with that last pick, I would have taken Holland after you would have taken Matisse. But
yeah.
You can take him here.
I could. Or I could. I mean, I know you're not taking another G League guy. So.
No, you want Sheboy as your other G League guy?
Oscar Sweet. Here, I mean, I got good guard play, so I'm gonna take Derek Lively. I think he's played his role well. I think he could fit well with these smart guards. And if we're getting rotation, some bench minutes, you need someone to get some size, get some buckets. Lively's played his role well, so I think with these smaller guards, they have to know how to play well because you got to get something for being smaller. And I think they can connect well with Lively, so I like him out here, even though he may not be the most talented player on the board still, but he definitely fits the role best, and this low on the bench, I don't need another number 1.
And he had that big game against Wemby early in the year.
Yeah,
a lot of people really were turned on to him after that. But I feel bummed. I'm going to leave a couple of my guys on the board, but I just need another big. I mean, I guess I don't really need another big, but I just need.
You kind of only have 1 guard.
I have Dyson Daniels, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Williams. And Matisse. I have 4 ball handlers. J-Dub's a point guard.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm unleashing Jalen Williams and Wembanyama. Jalen Williams, Wembanyama pick and roll.
Banchero and Chad pick and roll.
Yeah, trust me. I regret not taking Banchero. Trust me.
Banchero and Jaime Jaquez pick and roll.
He should have been the number 1 pick off the board, to be honest.
Freaking massive. I'm telling you, Jaime is going to go crazy these Rising Star games. People don't realize that. Jaime's a man. It's
true. His little one-on-one pivot post game against these guys. Again, no defense.
He's mini Jimmy Butler. He's man.
Oh, I thought I made my pick, and then I just looked at Koulibaly's name.
I know. I saw that. I've been like, nah. I've been eyeing him, but I was like, nah, I can't.
Jabari Smith.
It would literally just be for defense.
It's a freaking all-star game. I shouldn't have to worry too much about. Koulibaly on this team would kind of be nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do a last second pivot. Should I take Jordan Hawkins?
I was hoping to look at his numbers. He was the only other one I was thinking of.
And just
really
hope he just hits a bunch of threes.
You just tell him it's a tournament and
it's either him or Case and Wallace.
I don't know. Let's see how many minutes has he been playing.
Has he been playing a lot more lately? He's 38% from three as a rookie. I know Case and Wallace was over 40% though.
Yeah, he's been playing decently. He just has to score. Yeah, he's had a rough stretch the last couple of games. 0 for 4, 0 for 4, 1 for 4, 2 for 6, 2 for 4. Yeah, it's been bad.
Okay, let me
the last 8 games, last 9 games, he's been 32% for 3, 33% from the field.
Yeah,
hit every single free throw.
I think I just need to go Case and Wallace and just commit to. I have between Dyson Daniels and Case and Wallace and Wemby, the defense on this team is kind of nuts.
Keegan Murray, but you don't play a Rising Stars game for the defense, though.
I'm just saying it's gonna exactly. I'm gonna have the one team that's actually locking guys down.
No, they're not gonna try that hard though, because it's the Rising Star game.
But these guys are not. But these guys are not just good. Like, I mean, Case and Wallace is a good on-ball defender, but Wemby's just like, I'm just gonna reach up and block this guy. And Case and Wallace has got quick hands. He's, I'll just reach in and steal this guy quick.
I feel like the offense could be a little clunky for this team. I ain't trying to hate, but there's not a lot of playmakers. You know, like Keegan's good in ball handling. Like Dyson Daniels, when I watch him on offense, he tends to like just pass it off and then go run to the corner.
I think Ivy's going to get unleashed in this too. Ivy's been good as of late.
The winning player that Ivy is. I'm just saying, he's part of the longest losing streak in NBA history. Like, he had a part to play in that.
I'm just saying that they should probably trade Cade to the Spurs and build around Jaden Ivey. Is what it's looked like lately.
I think you just want the first part to happen. The second part isn't as big a deal. Isn't as big a deal for you. Should
I take it Holland?
No, because I'm taking him right now.
Oh, you're taking Holland? Oh, I guess you haven't taken your D-League guy yet.
Yeah. I mean, if he does something, good for him. I don't really care. I got my team, and I'm very confident in this team. I'm here to score, and that's what the Rising Stars is. And like, you know, Banchero, I think he knows how to play with other players. Hawkes has to play with other players. Chet as well, Pajemski as well. Like all these guys, Keontae George, they're all on competing NBA teams with other established stars, and they know how to score. They know how to pick their spots. I think all of them, besides Ron Holland, yeah, they're all on good teams, and I value good players being
the
good
G League team doesn't count as a good team.
No, not an NBA team. Good NBA team is the point. I guess that's what I picked mine on. You're a good contributor on a good NBA team. You know how to play with others, but you know you show flashes too, and I think all these players have shown flashes of something really good. You know,
so you've got Pajemski. So what's your starting 5 out of these guys?
I think it's my first 5 picks. Hawkes, Banchero, Chet, Pajemski, and Keontae George. Yeah, Lively and Ron Holland off the bench. Lively can come in for, you know, we need a little more size, get a little bigger, you know, throw either Banchero or Hawkes on the bench, whoever's not playing as well, get Lively in there.
Would you move George to the bench and play Lively? Lively, Paolo, Triple J, Lively, Chet, Paolo, Triple J, and Pajemski?
I don't know. I think guards do really well in all-star games.
A lot of guards.
They're not playing as hard defense. Like,
so why are you hating on my team? I've got all
because you don't have but you don't have guards. Like if Keegan Murray isn't hitting his threes as much, like they're awkward ball handlers. Like Dyson Daniels. I don't know, J-Dub, like is he really like he drives to the basket, that's about it. Like even Wemby, like you see him carrying up the ball to the court. I'm just saying.
So I've got Wemby at my 5. I can go Keegan at the 4, and then J-Dub at the 3. He can be a 1 through 3, so he works at any of those positions. He can handle the ball. He's going to guard a bunch of guys defensively. So I got those 3 guys
Does
locked
Casey
in.
Waller have to start?
I think Ivy's going to be the 4th guy. And then Matisse as the 5th.
But he's another big guy. You know, it reminds me of the Timberwolves. Like, there's a lot of talent.
The number 1 seed in the West.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent, but when it gets clunky, it's like,
replace Wemby with Gobert. It's perfect. I can go Daniels, Matisse, Case and Wallace, any of those guys in that last spot, just depending on the matchup.
I think you got too much stock in Ivy. That's all I'm saying. Ivy, he's
been hitting threes this year. He's been hitting threes.
On what? On my team. Like, what did he do? Everyone can put up stats, man. Like,
he's got Quentin Grimes now.
His team's trash. They're actual trash. Like, it's like objectively the worst team in NBA history.
I know, the weirdest trade value of any guys in NBA history, because like we're saying, we value both those guys and their team is terrible.
It's just bad.
Duren, I get they have no bench, but
like, I could have taken Duren instead of Lively, but
yeah, I really thought about Duren, but
I really value how good is your team. Like, you know,
that would have been the smart basketball move, I think, for me to take Duren and have a little bit more size next to Wemby. Have that option, but Casey Wallace.
I think you need your team to be smaller.
Casey Wallace is my guy. Oh, then Casey Wallace was a perfect pick.
Who should he have taken? Maybe.
You took
there aren't a
Podziemski.
lot of guards. Yeah, I did take Potts.
Scoot.
Yeah, Scoot, but that's reaching as well as Hawkins. Like, they're both players who have been way underperforming this year.
Matherin.
Yeah.
Koulibaly. I could have just taken Koulibaly.
Oh my gosh! Now you're really scraping the bottom. At that point, you might as well just take Mac McClung. Like, I don't even know.
Do you need to pull up the celebrity game rosters quick?